Okay, it's working. Finally, it's work. No, it's not working yet. It's starting to work. It might be. It was working. I don't know if it's working. Okay. Uh, well, part of this is just an excuse, as I said, to get photys of the new hat shapes. I don't know if you can see any significant change in the crown on this one, because I didn't change the crown much. I had Boot Barn try to make it fit a little better. And then I tried to make the brim a little more of a drover shape and a little less of a taco shape, but it's about as close as I got. So it will never look quite like a true safari hat because it has way too much teardrop at the top and not enough pork pie, but it still has kind of an Aussie cowboy look more than an American cowboy look, so there's that. I don't know why Facebook keeps showing me everything. Okay, there's quite a delay, but I can see myself talking. Hooray! Okay, so anyway, so this is hat number one, which, again, I got, 15 years ago or something on the way back from the Sierras, and cost $70 at the time. And so, like I said, I tried to make it look a little bit more like, this is not an indie hat, but a standard Aussie fedora shape for autumn. It's because I'll be boxing this up pretty soon now that we're warming right up for spring. And of course, a more conventional cowboy hat that is almost the right size. Still doesn't have as much of a taco bend to it as the more contemporary ones. But I'm not going to mess with this hat. It's black, so I'll wear it a little bit, but already warm for black hats in the daytime too. So the next one, well, this one I did not reshape, and I'm not entirely crazy about the shape of it, but it's very similar to that other one that I had that was shaped kind of like this up until an hour ago. So that's the finale. This one I might take it to Boot Barn and see about them making it a little more symmetrical because it's kind of cockeyed ever so slightly. Like I said, I'm kind of pausing to get a still frame of talking. But this one has a slightly different hat band. It's the same brand, but a different model, and it has the satin inner lining and all that. And it's a stiffer wool, a more high quality wool. So not one I just always want to just take out and walk around the, getting sweaty, but not a total special occasion hat. The other one, though, I had bought more recently than this one, and I took photos of it like 10 or 12 years ago already. So I kind of have reference photos of the shape, but again, I'm not sure exactly how much I loved that shape or this shape, but they're both kind of generic factory shapes, but again, closer to the contemporary, or the more recent contemporary style, but since Yellowstone came out, people have been, messing with some of the cattleman creases and whatnot. But this brand is more or less basically a Stetson knockoff, but they're typically a little bit lower price. This one was not a sale price. I got another one that was like $90 off or something, and it was a pretty good price for what it is. Then I saw Stetson had a buffalo hide or buffalo fur or something, whatever version for like 170, and I don't know how much more durable that is, how much better it is than the one I got that looks exactly like it that I paid less for, but I'm pretty content with that one. That's even higher quality than this one, and that's about, the $100 range is about what I mostly would ever want to pay for a hat. So again, so this is kind of the template that I started with, but I never had, like I said, a proper true safari hat. Like I said, this one, I don't really want to mess with it that much because it fits pretty well, so I'm not really trying to reshape this one too much now that I've flattened the brim a bit. It wasn't as extreme as this, though, to begin with. So I don't know how successful I really was and how much it kind of just snapped back to original shape. But the felt, again, not as sturdy, a little more pliable. But that didn't seem to help as much as you would think. But I don't know how it would be to attack this. The videos say you have to get them a bit hotter. I burned my finger already on the iron. I couldn't figure out how to do the steam because a lot of them will steam the brim and flatten it that way, and I couldn't get the iron to cooperate. So I had to kind of give up, basically, for now. I can maybe take it to Boot Barn and see what he can do. I'm reluctant to do that with any more expensive hat, though, because they do steam on the inside a bit, which messes up your leather, which I'm told is not the correct way to do things. But on these less expensive hats, I guess. Like I said, I wanted to make this one fit a little better. It was more or less the right size, but not quite perfect shape, and now it's a bit closer, so fine. So then the last one, I took photos before in the more proper outfit, which it's too warm to get all dressed up right now. But this one, like I said, was shaped almost identical to that one. It's the same brand. It has a slightly different band that I actually like better. But this one had a really tall, yuck kind of crown, and the shape was pretty good, but the size has always been wrong. I bought it a size small, and it's never been quite the right fit, but I can wear it comfortably enough once I kind of get it on and get used to it. But hadn't worn it at all until this year, actually. I've been sitting with the tag still on it, neglected. I have tons of hats, so it wasn't like I was having a hat emergency and just was just ignoring this one. I knew it was too small. I hadn't been wearing it. So I got that one. Not necessarily to replace this one, but now that I got it, I'm realizing, okay, yeah, that one's going to basically replace this one. So I took it to Boot Barn, and I had the guy kind of try to stretch it, and he did not really stretch it that much. And like I said, he messed up the band. You can see where the leather is now kind of discolored and not quite perfect anymore. Folded up. It didn't damage it too bad, but it might have shrank it a little, so it kind of defeats the purpose. I'm not positive, but I had, like I said, some questionable success with the brim of the other one, so I did reshape the brim of this one slightly. I'm doing the big reveal in a minute, hang on. And then this time I did reshape the crown, like I said last night, or I think I said last night, I bashed it down without using steam, and it seemed to make the hat bigger, and I probably should have left it in that shape and then tried to steam it from there, but I didn't. I don't know why I was reluctant. So it's gone kind of back to its same size, so I'm not entirely thrilled with that. But so I did mess with the crown, and I did mess with the brim, and see if you recognize the inspiration. But I don't think I quite got the brim as flat as I would like, but I took out almost all of the taco, and I changed the crown shape. So the big reveal. See if it looks more or less correct. It's like I said, I wanted it a little bit more down. I might try and steam it again or let the Boot Barn guy do it. I don't know if that still frame's going to look good at all for a photo, but anyway, so that's my current version right now. If you can get any sort of idea, tell me if you think it looks like it came out even remotely correct. I assume this is still recording. I don't know how. 10 minutes? Okay, so 10 minutes, yeah, I guess that'll be long enough for a video that probably nobody will watch except me, because I'll watch it back later and try and get photos. So, as I always say, if you have any questions, put them in the comments, right? Okay, thanks.